Okay, Nick here again. This time I have a much larger tennis ball. As you can see, it dwarfs the small little tennis ball, and it's a little bit 1/2 inch longer circumference than my basketball at at 30 inches. And it's obviously much bigger than my wiffle ball, and it's smaller than my beach ball. But the characteristics of the tennis ball is that it has this felt on it, which should gather up at least 90% of the water that I put on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this ball and we're going to put some water on it. Put some water on it. That ball is saturated with water, right? So what we're going to do is, like that. We're going to put our tennis ball on the turntable and wait for some of that dripping. Wait for some of that dripping to settle down. Okay. So what we're looking for is this splattering effect that flat earthers tell me is the norm for a ball that's saturated with water. Okay. And this time I put some paper in the back there. You see that? It's dry paper. Alright. And we're going to check that paper to see if it's wet in any way. It's one thing to have a few drips. It's another thing to splatter once I start rotating this ball. So we're going to start rotating this ball at, how about just 112,000 times faster than the earth. We're going to just go for it. Why not? So right up to 112 times faster than the earth is spinning. The earth spins on its axis once every 24 hours. That's called 1 RPD, or 1 revolution per day. And people seem to think that this kind of rotation ought to throw everything off the planet Earth because they don't believe in gravity. Well, anyways, we're at 112,000 times faster spinning than the Earth. And let's check our piece of paper. I don't see any splattering. And we're just going to shut this right off. Boom. Shut it off. Okay. So, as you can see in our turntable, most of the drips have stopped before we even started. So we know that none of this water is due to dropping, or due to splattering. There's a couple of drops there. And if we take our piece of paper, put it up to the right, I don't see any splattering on that paper. Okay? I don't see any splattering on the paper. So we got 90%, 90+% saturated water on this ball. And none of it splattered on my turntable, on the paper, or anywhere it didn't splatter on me. So once again, with a larger ball, that should cause the water on the outside of it to go faster, as they say. They really think that speed has anything, linear speed on the surface of the ball has something to do with it. But, I mean, it feels a throw off on this little teeny tiny ball, and this right here should, you know, it just didn't happen. So I would say this too is busted.